Hey guys, Michael McDowell with NAND Research coming at you today to talk about private 5G, P5G for those of you in the know. We're not going to do a deep technical dive into this, but just a high level overview to give you something to think about. So most enterprise IT teams are not waking up thinking, you know what I need today? I think I need a private cellular network. I mean, maybe some are, those empire builders, but that's not the typical thought that goes through a corporate network guy's thought process. And honestly, I get it. You've already got Wi-Fi, you have VLANs, you have NAC, backlogs that never end, right? But manufacturing environments, they play by a different set of rules. And those of you in the space, you know this, right? So Wi-Fi is fantastic in offices, conference rooms, but once you step onto a manufacturing floor, the physics takes over. You've got metal everywhere. You have moving equipment, rotating equipment, interference from machineries, and workflows that don't tolerate best effort of anything. So mobility breaks down, coverage is inconsistent, and the moment you try to run AGVs, robotics, or safety critical workflows over Wi-Fi, you start seeing the limits pretty darn quickly. Some of you know what I'm talking about, right? Public LTE doesn't solve it either. You get coverage, but not the control. You don't get segmentation. You don't get deterministic performance that the OT teams really need. And those are your customers, right? So here's where private 5G earns a look. Not because it's shiny or new, but because it solves problems that Wi-Fi was never designed to solve. You get mobility that actually works across large indoor and outdoor spaces. You get predictable performance, the kind of automation and safety systems depend on. And you get clean segmentation for OT without duct taping VLANs across half your network. You get coverage that punches through that metal, right? Better than Wi-Fi. And you get device density without collapsing airtime. Density is a real thing. You should think more about that. So, sorry network engineers, forklifts, AGVs, robots, they don't care about your channel plan, right? Private 5G gives them a lane that actually stays open 24/7. They like that. You would too. And yes, I've seen the post saying private 5G is dead. Spoiler, it is not. What's actually happening in the market is that the hype cycle is cooling off. And that's when real deployments start, right? Because the problem it solves in the manufacturing space, well, they haven't gone anywhere, right? These aren't theoretical use cases that I'm talking about. They're happening today. Connected worker and PPE systems that need reliable uplink. AGVs, autonomous systems that can't drop packets mid-route. Big problem. High definition inspection cameras, streaming video from all over the place in real time. AR assisted maintenance, where latency actually matters, right? Wi-Fi ain't good for that. Predictive maintenance sensors that need consistent connectivity. Not maybe it works today. They need something consistent and dependable. So these workflows fall apart, pretty fast if your network can't keep up. Now here's the part that enterprise IT usually doesn't hear. Private 5G is just another enterprise network, right? Identity, SIM, eSIM, policy, segmentation. These are all concepts that your network guy already knows. It integrates with your existing security stack. It plugs into your monitoring tools. That's important. And it works with Wi-Fi, not against it. It's not an either or, right? This is a hybrid architecture story, not a replacement story. And if you're wondering who actually ships this stuff, is it real? You'll see private 5G solutions today from major players like Ericsson, Nokia, Samsung, and there's a growing set of enterprise-focused providers just for you, like Solona, Betacom, and Federated Wireless. They're out there. They're here to help. Private 5G pays for itself when it prevents just one outage, one safety incident, or one production slowdown. In the manufacturing space, those numbers add up really, really fast. One incident, a game changer. You get fewer truck rolls, faster inspections, more automation without redesigning the network, better safety workflows, and fewer mystery connectivity issues, the ones that eat up all your team's time. Look, you don't even want your team on the factory floor. Get them out of there, right? That's where accidents happen. Put them back in the cube where they flourish. So you don't need to deploy private 5G everywhere. That's the cool thing about it. But if you got mobility challenges, safety critical workflows, or automation that keeps pushing your network to the edge, it's worth a serious look. And not because it's new, not because it's trendy and the competition down the street's doing it. They do need to keep up with them. But because it finally solves problems that Wi-Fi was never designed to solve. Okay? And in the manufacturing space, that makes all the difference. So that's it for you practitioners out there. Keep watching this series. We will investigate and dive deeper into all aspects of connectivity. I'm talking deep technical dives as well as feature explanations. And then we'll even dig into how well your favorite tech companies are performing in the marketplace. Because we don't want you to get into one of those technical debt situations that get you run off. Especially you older guys out there, it's hard for us to find new work. You've heard the stories.